wants to do a video with me? Seems like most of the videos that are watched are like, there's a lot of good videos online. I'm doing really good for my average 25 views per video. Maybe I should amplify, like get a big wow that comes in over here and get these videos rocking and rolling. But that's not me right now. Maybe one day you'll come on here, you'll be all wowed, something different. Anyways, what I want to talk about right now is position and numbers. I'm going to show you this. Some of you are going to say, well, what does it mean? I don't know sometimes. I like to use 8 as for H. I like to use 8, the number 8, or a letter, the 8th letter in the alphabet. I can also probably go into the Greek alphabet and use their 8th letter. I'm not going to go into the French alphabet and use their 8th letter because it's the same as the English alphabet. So since I live in Quebec and it's English and French, if I live in the States, I'll have to use Spanish, English, French, and depending on what state I live, I might have to add a third one. And then, depending also what state and what part of the state. Oh, from Minnesota. So I would have to add accents. Whoa, Minnesota. So now I have to add the accent, the sound of the accent. Where does it take me? What does it say? Anyways, in this one, all I'm doing is the multiplication table, and I'm going to use number 8. Where can we find number 8? 8 is notably found with 6, but in a position that most would say, be scratching their head and say, where can I get 8 on this dice cube? And I've mentioned it before. 8 is right here. In this square, there's 9 areas. 1 is equal to all. Well, it's a little bit further away up into this corner and down into this corner here. 1 is equal to all. So there's 8 that surround, and it tells me that because on this side there's 6. And if I turn it sideways, I fill in all the gaps. So 1, 8 is opposite of 3 void 6. So 3 void, 8 void. 3 and 8. That's where the church comes in. Revelation, to understand, this is the half-life. I only measure the greatest diameter on the cube, telling me 6 is the half-life to the one spirit of the 8 heaven. Now, how do we create 8 in mathematics? 1, 2, and 3. 1, 1, and 1. Or 8 ones. 7 ones and a 2. 6 ones and a 3. 5 ones and a 4. 4 ones and a 4. 3 ones and a 5. 2 ones and a 6. 7 ones and the 1. So you can't do the 7 ones and a 1 because it comes out to 8 all the same. 1 and 7. So these are the things that I throw around in my mind towards creation. Of course, everything has to do with creation. So we use the alphabet. So to make a long story short, we are going to bring you to this element over here. Okay, which shows me, I hate when these wires are in the way, very unprofessional. That shows me 8, 8. There is no 8 in position 3, multiplication. There is no 8, position 6, multiplication. There is no 8, position 9, multiplication. 3, 6, and 9 will always be, when multiplied, 3, 6, 9, when counted to a single digit. Give me any number times 6. Let's make it 15 equals 90. 9 plus 0 is 9. 14 times 6 is 84. 8 and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Is it this 3 here, this 3 here, or this 3 here? We've got the acrobat trying to get around. I put up a wall there, and they have to stretch themselves over the balcony to get there. But anyways, in 8, the only position we can find 8 is first, and then no more. Since we start with 8, 8 does not show up in the first 8 numbers. It shows up only in the 10th number. So where is 8? In the 10th number again. 8 and 1 will come up again. 8 in the 10th number, reflecting 8 and 1. So when we look over here, we have in the 1 position, where does 8 show up in the 1 position? The 8th. Where does 8 show up in the 2 position? The 4th. 84 represents Pluto. It also represents the freezing point. 8 times 4, 32 Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius. 8 does not show up here. 8 shows up in the second position here. 8 shows up in the 7th position here. 5, 4 is the numeric value to the sun. These two to come together say win a big red sun, and it's the first dimension to the creation of pi. Since it's in the second position, ND, DNA, and D, 144, 144,000, 1,440 minutes in a day. This is time heaven, T and H, time heaven, 7th position. First, second, third. First, second, third. First, second, third. Fourth. I'd like to say A, D. Standard death. Standard death. In the 7th position, it shows up at number 5 in the electric company, numeric value for the moon. So in each one of these 8, it shows up in a different position. We can't actually count the 8 because it doesn't show up. So in 8 and in 6, in the first 9 numbers, and in 3, 8 does not show up. 8 shows up in 7 and in 5, in 4, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 7th position. 8 shows up. So this is basically what I do. I do a breakdown of an irrationality. Now, if we wanted to choose another number, we're going to run by number 6. And the reason I chose 6 is because in the game of craps, okay, the game of craps, they have 7 come 11. So because 7 come 11, 6 and 8 is around 7, 5 and 9 is around 7. You notice that 9 is on the other side and it's outside the box, as 10 is outside the box. 4 and 10, 14, 5 and 9, 14, 6 and 8, 14, 77, 14. A-C-E in creation. A-C-E letters, ACE. H-A-C-E. Hase. Well, we're going to go on and use number 6. So number 6 shows up over here, and we're going to write that down. Number 6 position. In the 6th position, we are going to go 6 shows up in number 6. 6th. In the number 2, 6 shows up in the 3rd position. RD. In the 3rd one, 6 shows up in the 6th position on number 4. So both in 1 and 4, 6 shows up. This will represent DNA, female, it will connect to the sun, the word the sun, or the passage through the sun. It's a byway road. It's not an interstate. It's a byway according to highways. I like to compare routeways and byways. When 2 and 3 come together, it's say the sky's a Saturn, C and I. When you add them together, it's 12, creating the 11th letter. Ciel in French is sky. In the 5th position, 6 shows up at number 2. So when 4 and 5 come together, we have the red sun. We have the dog leg. 2 and 6, sorry, it's second. ND and TH come together over here. When 6 shows up again, 6 will show up in the 3rd position. In the 1st position, we're not talking. It shows up in the 4th position and the 7th position. So 4th and 7th position. 4th and the 7th position, it shows up twice. Jesus Christ of time, where it's void in the heaven, but not in the 6th position. And in number 7, it shows up in the 6th position. Is that what we got? Yes, we did. And here it shows up in number 8, it shows up in the 3rd position. So because I have too many things here, number 6 is in the 3rd position at number 8. I'm hoping that somebody can remember for me. And what does that tell me? Well, in creation, 6 in creation, and I like to use all these to tell me different stories. 1, when you put 1, is it in between? How do we mark number 1? I mean, how do we mark numbers? Do I mark the 1 being online? Should I mark the 1 on this angle corner to corner. I just can't put a number 1 in the center of anything because I need to have an exact coordinate, and this is telling me only about. So another way to find an exact coordinate is to create 2 x's and follow the center. Here I've got number 1. Otherwise I can just draw on the line anywhere I want. I want to touch a corner. I want to touch a spot that was created, like when you write an X inside of it. And if you want to talk about what is in the X, how do we get the V? See, this V shows up taking up half the space, but the only way I get this V in a single area is by creating an X. Otherwise it would take up 2 positions. So this is they're both 45-degree angles, but this is full length and this is on the half length, so I don't even know what I should be discussing or talking about. But Raphael, number 6 and 8, towards the gateway. If you look at the deck of cards, 6, 7, and 8 come together. And I'm not going to take out the deck of cards. I think this video is long enough that with 6, 7, and 8, when you look at the deck of cards, the only difference with the 6, 7, and 8 is the 2 dots in the center. So now they're linking. See, this, what I do is it's games people play. It's the dictionary. It's the letters in the alphabet. You can use the zodiac. You can use anything you want, any game. I don't know if there's something in every game, but there's rules, and that'll tell another story. Raphael, odds, wishes, and understandings of the differences of creation and why and how it came to be. It is what it is, and I'm just trying to break up and make up some pieces. So let's have a nice Thursday, and I guess it's happy hour right now. I'm pretty happy. Thank you for watching this video. Cheers.